said you guys kind of talked, I guess, yesterday. The players wanted to scrimmage more in practices. What's kind of the impetus for that?
Yeah, before the season started, we were going at each other really hard, and guys made the joke after the first game, like, wow, like the game's just super easy compared to our practices. And then after that, we were getting guys back from injury, and we were starting to play those games like having 1 day or 2 days before a game, so it was getting much lighter, and we weren't really bumping or going 5-on-5 at all. So I think as a collective group, we wanted to get back to, especially with not all of us playing together as a whole team, just getting back to playing 5-on-5 and making the games a little easier for us and getting back to those practices where we were able to at least get out there and make some mistakes and learn about each other a little more.
So, and Cal's kind of been talking about there is, I guess, lack of cohesion would be a good way to put it with everybody being out. This is a way to maybe kind of build that up a little quicker.
For sure. We got 2 days to get ready for North Florida. We had yesterday and now today to get ready for North Florida, and then we have a nice little break after that where we're going to have plenty of reps together. But yeah, just like Coach said, this group, in practice I don't even play with Antonio. So it's going to be nice when we start doing this. It'll be nice to get together and have a group and start clicking and playing with each other.
Obviously, you got a game tomorrow, but going into that break, you got 5 days or so. What do you hope to get out of something like that?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good learning week for us. First off, we got to take care of business and lock in on that. But that's going to be a good time to just lock in with each other, play with different groups, learn each other a little more, and just really lock in and connect as a team.
When you go back and look at the Gonzaga game, is there any one thing particular that jumped out to you about why you all struggled?
Yeah, it was tough to go back and watch, just because we did not play our best brand of basketball, and we had a chance to cut it to 2, to cut it to 1. If I made that top of the key 3, we would have been down 2. So it's stuff like that just kind of it eats at you. You play so bad and you have chances to get back in that game. But there was a lot of things, as a team, just we got to be more sharp on executing offensively, lock in more, on the personnel on defense and connecting on that. But I think the biggest thing to me was just the fact that we played so bad and we had many chances to get back into that game if I made that 3 or if certain plays go our way.
It's a pretty wild environment there. Can you talk about that, and do you think that affected the team in terms of the slow start?
It was wild. Credit to them and their fan base. It was a lot of fun to play in. I've adding the 6,000 made it definitely louder and crazier. But those are the games. That's why you come to Kentucky, to play in games like that. And those experiences are going to help you down the road. So we just got to learn from it and get better.
Cal's talked about the lack of everybody practicing together over that month when Oscar was out, Sal was out, and Amy was out for a while. But you all did have the Bahamas trip. I guess is there a difference in what those practices look like in August compared to what they would have looked like in late October?
Yeah, I mean, the difference is when we were getting ready for the Bahamas, we were just out there learning how to play with each other. We weren't putting in any of our sets that we run in the season. We were just it was all based off feel and stuff like that. So when we get back and Oscar goes out and then Xavier goes out, and that time period is when we put our sets in and we learn to grind, and with 3 minutes left what we're running and stuff like that. So when you have Xavier and Oscar out, 2 big pieces, it changes a lot of things. Like, I've really only practiced with Oscar and Xavier maybe once or twice where we were kind of going at it a little bit. So that it does change things a little bit. And I'm not making any excuses for the losses or anything like that, but it's just something that it's going to help us as we go forward.
I guess the offensive struggles in the first half, especially that Cal talked about after the game, was that you guys, or was that something they were doing, or both?
It's just collectively as a team. We got to be sharper at executing. We got to run our sets and know our sets. We got to screen harder. We got to cut harder. It's everybody. And at the end of the day, you got to knock down shots. We weren't doing that. So, like I said, we learn from it and we'll get better.
What are your Thanksgiving plans?
I don't quite know yet. I think we got to beat North Florida first and lock in on that, and then I think we'll get the game plan then. But I don't know yet what we have planned for that. Maybe dinner at Coach's, or maybe he'll let us go home if you live close and go see your family. We'll see. I hope it'd be nice to go see my family.
Yeah, well, there's still a lot to be thankful for.
Oh,
Anything
100%.
in particular that you are thankful for?
Oh, there's many things I'm thankful for. You know, my family, my friends, my teammates, God, everybody. You know, it's just I'm thankful every day to wake up. You know, every day's a new opportunity. This morning, waking up, thank God for that. There's so many things to be thankful for.
I know obviously you hate to lose games, but can you take some positives? Can you take some learning from doing it, especially this early, and kind of maybe even getting that out of the way and learning more about each other?
Yeah, this is the greatest time to learn. It's November.
Yes.
You know, obviously competitors, I hate losing, and these past 2 losses have been killing me. Like my moods. I saw my parents. My parents don't miss a game. They went to Spokane, and after the game, I was like I love you guys, but I can't. I'm just not in a great mood right now. You know, it affects my whole mood and the whole team. You know, we hate losing, but at the end of the day, it is November, and these are experiences that are going to help you late in the season. But like you said, there are many things to take out of it. You know, we did do things well in spurts, and like I said, we were in both games. So there are many things to take out of those losses. Yes.
Of course, it's just not falling. You know, I just have to stay with the confidence I have, and you know, just keep shooting the ball. Really.
For you, I know obviously he's the player of the year last year, but just how different is playing with Oscar versus playing without him, just in general?
Playing with Oscar is definitely, you know, he's an animal out there for sure. You know, every time I shoot, I know that, you know, he's gonna get the rebound. That's why I believe in him. And you know, him out there is always a good thing. And you know, with you know, whatever, you know, still be a team basically and compete.
Do you all just feel like maybe when he's out there, there is maybe a little more of like a will to trying to get him the basketball, trying to get him to make some plays?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. You know, he's a player of the year. And, you know, basically that's what we're trying to do is get him the ball down low because we know that he can, you know, definitely do something down there with it. So yeah, when he's out there, we definitely look for him.
A lot has been made about you and CJ out on the court at the same time. How does it feel to have somebody else who you know can just knock down these threes along with you?
It's a great feeling, you know. Definitely when he's out there with me, you know, we feed off each other, live for each other. And I know just to have somebody out there with me it's just a great feeling. We know we can knock down shots, and we know we have confidence in one another. So.
Confidence is a huge thing. Also getting into rhythm and getting off enough shots. Do you consider yourself kind of like a volume shooter?
Yeah, I do. I consider myself that, for sure. Yeah.
So the more you get off, the more comfortable.
Yeah, the more I get off, the more I, you know, like you said, feel comfortable out there. Just, you know, taking the right shots at the right time. And, you know, my teammates find me, you know, in the open spots. So, you know, when I'm out there, I definitely, you know, try to look for my shot.
Tony, when you guys looked at the tape, what did you see defensively against Gonzaga?
Defensively, definitely seen, you know, like Drew Timmy coming down the floor a couple times and, you know, making us move and scoring. We seen that part. Going under screens, shooters, you know, things like that. You know, just easy defensive breakdowns that we usually don't make, you know, in these type of games. So we just definitely gotta, you know, get back to the film and get back on the court and fix them.
So you feel like the things that you saw are fixable?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Did that crowd in Spokane maybe have a little bit more of an impact on you guys than you expected?
No. I think personally we wasn't worried about the crowd. We just personally what we have inside the team that we just need to focus on. I feel like, you know, the crowd was definitely loud in there, and you know, sometimes we didn't hit each other. I believe so, but you know, but we wasn't really worried about that. We was worried about just collectively as a group, just focusing on what we need to do on the floor and try to get the win.
Yeah, the coaches always say they want to put you in positions to really, really be successful. You know, what has some of the coaching staff done with your game to allow you to do that? Not just Coach Cal, but maybe some of the other guys too.
Know how I play. Before I got here, they watch film on me and see what, the types of things I can do. And they just basically run plays for me, like coming off screens and, one-on-one ball a little bit. But, they try to put me in a position to find my shot more when I'm out there. And, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, Damien went through such a difficult period with his dad. How's he doing?
Damien's doing great. He's with the team now, and we giving him confidence and boosting himself up. From the tragedy that happened, and we're mourned by it as well. But we all getting through it, and we all just trying to move forward.
He can do stuff that a lot of other people can't do. How do you see him fitting into the media rotation here?
Just by his presence on the defensive end and offensive end. Him having that ability to block shots and rebound, and have the mid-range jumpers. And that's what we need from Damien. Coming back, and that's his role.
Antonio, Cal said the players specifically wanted to start scrimmaging more moving forward. Well, I guess what led you all to ask to do that, and what do you hope to get out of those sessions?
We basically, came up with that solution because, some of the players are out during the preseason, and just to build our confidence and chemistry out on the floor. Because, we just need to play more together. And that's why I feel like personally, and some of the teammates feel. So, definitely, this practice today, we could definitely scrimmage more, get back together.
Have these practices been that much different with Oscar and Xavier and Damien coming back than they were when those guys weren't around?
Yeah, definitely a leadership role from Xavier Oscar. It definitely shows throughout the games and in practice as well. And those guys coming back, it's more intense and more competitive out on the floor.
Do you know your Thanksgiving plans yet?
You going up with Coach Cal house and eat. that's what it is, really. But it definitely can't wait to eat some good food.
In the season of Thanksgiving, what are you thankful for?
Family, team. Blessed to be here. And that was a couple things that I'm really grateful for. Yeah.
Obviously, you guys got a game tomorrow, but after that, you get a little bit of a break before you go to London to play Michigan. What do you feel like you guys can get accomplished in that? Like you mentioned, you haven't had Oscar and Xavier in every practice. How much do you feel like that little stretch there is going to be important to the team?
It's going to be very important. I feel like, throughout those days, we can really grind and, figure out what we need to do to get the win in Michigan. Just team bonding too, build that chemistry on and off the court. And those things that I feel like we can just focus on all year.
Is it good to have, you got Bellarmine too next week. Is it good to have a couple of games in there though to see what your progress is like?
Yeah, definitely. Trying to build off each game, trying to focus on what we need to do, moving forward. So, that's definitely what it is. It's just, breaking down that film and figuring out what we need to do on the offense, defense.
You obviously have a game tomorrow, but coming off a loss like Gonzaga, would you rather have a few days like that to practice and kind of get things right and get back on the same page, or would you rather jump right back into a game?
No, I feel like, we need those couple of days to just, figure out what we need to do, to capitalize on the next game. I feel like jumping into game after game. I know you learn from my mistakes from the last game, but I feel like those practices really mean something down the line and down the stretch. So, like I said, Oscar and Xavier haven't been playing as well. So, just them coming back into the mix and practicing with those guys just makes the team better.